Hello friends, it's another video from your boy Alan, and for the things going on, it took me a bit of time to do another video, so we're doing this one today, and it's not really the most upbeat subject at the moment, and I will have a lot of my own personal opinion and standpoint on this. A lot of talk recently about Mason Greenwood. If you have, social media, which I imagine you have if you're watching this, um, you know that his potential return is causing quite a stir in the footballing world, and I just want to give my thoughts and opinions on the situation. First and foremost, I want to set the premise that I know that um, Manchester United and football in general all have had persons who have done awful shit. Um, some rightly punished for it, some acquitted of those charges, assumptions, stories, whatever you want to call it. For example, recently Benjamin Mendy found to be not guilty of all charges brought to him, and has been the subject of incredible abuse since the allegations were made. I think it is the thing nowadays where people are um, uh, proven guilty before they're given a chance to be proven innocent. And especially with social media, it just takes one story to gain a bit of traction, and there it is. But the Mason Greenwood situation is slightly different, and I'll explain why. So, roughly about close to 2 years ago now, maybe, time's just gone. Um, there was a story. Well, it wasn't a story. It was multiple posts by the girlfriend of Mason Greenwood at the time, showing the domestic abuse that she had suffered from Mason Greenwood, showing bruises all over her body, burst lips, bruised faces, um, just the worst shit. And then she's obviously felt so unsafe that she started to record either videos or audio of her time with Mason, and you're able to find it on social media. I'm not going to have it in a video because I think it's disgusting, but you can hear him pretty much trying to force her to have sex. And the immature young man says, I asked you nicely, so what do you expect me to do now? Um, uh, Angers me so that even comes into anyone's head. Oh, I asked you nicely to have sex with me. You said no, so now I'm going to force it upon you. What? How does that even enter someone's mind unless you are in fact an absolute garbage piece of shit? And that's what I think Mason Greenwood is. I think this is a young, spoiled young man who has decided that in his mind he can just take advantage of this young woman. Now, what I will say is, and I want my words to be clear on this particular part. I think every one of us at some point or another have witnessed toxic relationships between two equally toxic people. Now, I am not in any way, shape, or form condoning what Mason Greenwood did to his girlfriend at all. I can just see from other reports and stuff that she herself has done some things in the past that you would consider toxic, and furthermore, it was reported that during the trial, although they were forbidden to see each other, they would go shopping trips together and all these other things, and I'm pretty sure they're expecting a child soon. So, in my mind, they obviously are, not good for each other, but two people that are bad for each other seem to stick together for longer than you expect. But that is just by the by, that is just a kind of context of the relationship. Now, it seems to be that the charges have been dropped against Mason Greenwood after the time. Obviously, she's still with him, so she obviously doesn't want anything to happen. And I think, over a certain period of time, the police have to decide whether they go through with it or not, and they haven't. So there is this side now where Mason Greenwood has been acquitted of charges. So what's next? What do we do? I tell you what we don't do. We don't give this piece of shit the privilege of being a professional footballer again. Yes, he now has to continue his life. He needs the job, right? But there is millions of kids over the world whose dream it is to be a professional footballer, who are the nicest, most respectful people in the world, will do anything to help anybody. And then there's Mason Greenwood, who beats the shit out of women and sexually assaults them when they say they don't want to have sex with him. Now, I don't give a fuck if he was acquitted of these charges. This is a piece of shit person that doesn't deserve the opportunity. There's no space for it. I don't care. I genuinely, really, it angers me so that this is even a subject of conversation, that he should somehow be let back into play because he wasn't charged. Well, no, you see what he did to this girl, you heard what he was going to do. We know the outcome of that audio, and this guy doesn't deserve it. I don't want him anywhere near football. Without context and people knowing, kids will end up watching this guy and think, oh, I'd love to be like Mason Greenwood. No, we don't want anyone growing up to be like great Mason Greenwood. Regardless of if he was Messi level talented, he's a piece of shit that deserves to be in jail. And that's my thoughts and feelings on this. I don't care if it's polarising, I don't care if you disagree, I really don't want to hear if you disagree, to be honest. Just unfollow, block me if you want, I don't really care. I felt this just had to be said. People need to wake up and remember that, this isn't a victimless crime. This girl has gone through that, and maybe she still wants to be with him. She's still a victim though. And if you think of all these other women who have been sexually assaulted or just plain assaulted, just domestic violence, are watching this, famous person get away with this, and it's actually gonna almost encourage other people of this nature that if he can get away with it, maybe they can, and that's the overall bad message that it sends. And I just don't think that, not just football doesn't need it, but the world doesn't need it. Pieces of shit like this should not be rewarded.